Alrighty, buongiorno ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. This one's going to be a very important one because I think we're getting very close to the final opportunity people have to be well positioned in the altcoin market before things truly start to take off. It's go time here, guys. I think we're getting to that point where the market is showing us some signs that this is going to be, we're pretty close to perhaps one of the last final opportunities before things start to really take off in the altcoin market. So watch this video, guys, because I think it's going to be one of the most important ones you see here. So, guys, just to get an understanding of where we're at in the market, Bitcoin's been taking off, hit a little bit of resistance, new all-time highs post-Trump election win, resistance at 100K. We seem to have support at that low 90K range. I think we're going to settle there. Whether we go back down to retest it, then take off, or take off from here, it's pretty much the same thing. We're very likely to see, a Bitcoin in the six figures in 2025, but more importantly, more relevant to this video, we're starting to see the altcoins start to show signs of life. So I thought I was signed in. So traditionally, we've seen kind of Bitcoin to lead first, and then altcoins come in after and outperform, and we're starting to see signs, that inflection point has indeed come, where it's crunch time, guys. Like, if you want to be well positioned for what's to come, we're getting very close to that time where time's running out. Bitcoin dominance here starting to show signs of breaking the structure. We've been in this uptrend of Bitcoin outperforming the rest of the altcoin market for the better part of it, for a year, basically. And we're starting to see it break down. Ethereum's doing pretty well in the short term, starting to outperform. Now, coming to our niche, Pulse Chain here. So this is just one of Richard Heart's war chests. This is allegedly, this is the Pulse Chain Sacrifice Fund, and we're extremely close to being in the green here. I think this is going to be extremely in the green over the coming year. So, folks, the name of the game is to buy things cheap, because if you can find something at a good valuation that has a strong narrative before things start to really take off, that's the only way I've ever made mad gains. Because, guys, look, the reason why I want to make these videos is to help, perhaps other people overcome some hurdles, share some lessons learned that I've gone through in the hopes that it could help you guys get mad gains, because it matters. It matters, what your ROI is. And so, folks, what we're seeing a lot right now is the kind of these pulse copies, these performing, taking off. They're super hard right now. PDI is taking off, performing incredibly. A lot of the pulse copies are doing very well, but we're seeing something very interesting that I want to comment on, and this is kind of the crux of what I wanted to talk about in this video. So we're seeing this guy who is pretty big in the Tangang ecosystem in a bunch of meme coins here, market dumping a bunch of his tickers for PDI and some of these other pulse copies here. So we're seeing giant sell-offs of Peach, of Pika, what else here? Of Hua, Nanana. So we're seeing someone capitulate in meme coins and cheap meme coins in order to rotate funds and to kind of catch a momentum play with kind of PDI and some of these other pulse copies, which more power to you if you want to ride a momentum play. It can work, especially if you're, in the beginning of a big macro altcoin run. More power to you guys. But guys, the way I have only ever gotten crazy returns, and I've gotten crazy returns a handful of times. Like my best performer ever was Matic Polygon. I got in, I forget exactly when I got in, but I got about 100x returns on that, and I only did that by buying when it was dirt cheap. No one was really talking about it, but it did have a very strong, powerful narrative. We had to get Ethereum to scale some way, and Matic Polygon was one of the kind of lead contenders, so that was like enough to say, hey, there's a narrative here that I could bet on. No one's really talking about it though. It's not big, but I got in super cheap, and I held like a madman. I held forever. I held through the rebrand. I held through giant macro changes in the price structure, big dumps. I held a super long time like a madman after finding cheap valuations, and I got about 100x. So, it's very difficult to do that with momentum plays, because you often have to try and ride several momentum plays and rotate funds, which is what we're seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot of rotation of funds, and you can get life-changing gains that way if you're already starting off with massive amounts of money. If you're playing with 500K and you get a 2x, that's great. That's life-changing, right? To some extent, right? But if you get a 2x, for a lot of people, that's not really that life-changing. And if you do want to ride momentum plays in order to try and get life-changing gains, you have to do that over and over and over and over again without getting any significant losses. And it's extremely difficult to do that. Most people fail at doing that. But where I have found success is, again, finding cheap valuations and just holding on like a madman forever, and something that has product market fit, a good narrative. And so I say that all to tie back into something that's going to make sense here. So, guys, we're seeing essentially meme coins like PDI absolutely start to take off. We've seen meme coins like PTGC. Yeah, they're DeFi, but they're kind of meme coin-ish. They're absolute killers. Teddy Bears has been doing, I don't know how many hundreds of X. It's been doing killers. So we've seen, the market's been showing us that meme coins are absolute killers. They can run super, super, super hard in a bull market. But the problem with a lot of like solid meme coins is by the time you hear about it, they've already appreciated so much. It's very, very difficult to find cheap valuations, especially in a bull market. In a bull market, the scarcest resource you can out there is cheap valuations. So wouldn't it be nice? What wouldn't you give, in the middle of a bull market? Guys, I've been there. I've been in a raging bull market where we're seeing every altcoin niche absolutely taking off, and you're like, what can I do to find a cheap valuation? How can I do the same thing? And in a bull market, people would kill to find a very solid, strong meme coin narrative at a cheap valuation, because that's so rare to find in a bull market. So wouldn't it be great if you had something like that? Well, folks, I am biased. I did launch a meme coin. I am the EEVEE dev here, but whether it's my particular ticker or another one, the point is here, we have what I believe can be one of, if not the dominant meme coin narrative on Pulse Chain at super, 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 super discounted valuations. Guys, Pika, forget my coin EEVEE for a second, just for the sake of the point I'm trying to make here. Taking a look at Pika, I believe this valuation is actually 5.9 million, not 59 million. Folks, we're starting to see those signs of Bitcoin dominance starting to break down. Ethereum's outperforming the short term. One of Richard Hart's war chests is almost in the green here. I mean, we could very well see an ETH twice as high as it is today, roughly, in about a year. I mean, who knows, right? It's all speculation. I don't know for sure, but could we go to 10K? Could we go to 8K? Could we go to 7K? Sure, we could. Why not? In time, why not? So it's very, very hard to find discounted valuations in a bull market. We're starting to see signs of what is possible. But the problem with a lot of these really great meme coins that have already run up is that, the valuations aren't discounted. You're buying at a massive premium, and, the potential return on investment is potentially not as high when you've already bought something that's run up massively, potentially, right? But what I do know is that in PokeChain, we have a meme narrative that has a big, strong community, very solid, fundamentals as far as meme coins go, right? And we have super, super cheap discounted prices. And guys, this rotation game, at a certain point, we're going to look forward 6 months from now, a year from now, and we're going to be saying, where are the cheap valuations? And you would have given anything to have accumulated cheap valuations when you had the chance. And we have that chance, but I think the window to accumulate those cheap valuations is closing very soon here. And that's the point of all this rambling, is that, guys, this wait forever phase, it's over. It's over. I'm not saying, things are going to absolutely take off tomorrow. I have no idea when things will do what or what they'll even do, right? So, but what I can clearly see, and what you can clearly see here, is signs that we've hit an inflection point. Bitcoin dominance starting to break down. You know, Ethereum starting to outperform Bitcoin in the short term here. You know, Bitcoin's still very likely to go up further this cycle. So we don't have that much more time before a lot of charts are going to start looking like this, and then finding cheap valuations are slowly going to become more scarce and more scarce and more scarce. And you know, before you know it, you know, low cap gems are going to go from being considered a few $100,000 to a few $1 million, and then a few tens of millions of dollars. Like, I'll wrap up here with this point, folks, because I don't want to take too long. I said this in the kind of Poke Center Telegram group not too long ago, and I think I saw Somi reacting to that in agreement. And what I like to bring up is the fact that that last cycle, whenever I used to watch like these normie crypto YouTubers like Tokemetrics, whenever they talked about low cap gems, they'd often refer to tickers like that were 30 million market cap, $100 million market cap. Like, I remember they were saying Hive Mapper. Boys, as long as you get in before 100 million, you're good. 100 million, guys. So just understand that to become low cap to normie crypto guys, which crypto guys are already degen as it is, but just normie crypto guys like Bitcoin ETH guys, you got to get to like 30 million, 50 mil, 100 mil, and then you're low cap to the normies. And that was last cycle. We're hitting a larger total addressable market this time around. So, you know, tickers like these, I'm betting, have a very good chance for performance, and they could perform so massively well and hit, you know, hundreds of X growth from here, hit these market caps in the tens of millions, and that would be considered low cap still for the greater market. That just gives you a sense of the kind of potential here, guys. Like, Pulse Chain has existed in this complete, utter death and destruction state for years. And the thing that we've always seen with crypto is that it swings from macro extremes to euphoric, bullish extreme to a depressive, bearish extreme. And we've been in that bearish, depressive extreme for years, and we're starting to see those signs that we could hit that opposite, bullish, euphoric extreme, and we're reaching a larger total addressable market than we ever have before. So, could I imagine a world where, you know, Pika is a $1 billion market cap? Yeah, I can imagine that world. And if Pika is sitting at a $1 billion market cap, what do you think some of these tickers could be at? And if you start to do the math on the kinds of X's that are possible, you start to realize the absolute, you know, kind of gold mine that we're sitting on here with this narrative. And guys, like, to be able to get in on a niche that outperforms the rest of the market, meme coins. Meme coins have been a very strong performing niche. And to get in the ground floor of such a niche with a very, very cheap valuations and a very solid narrative, very solid community, guys, in a bull market, to get those things, it's next to impossible. So, enough preaching. I've been very preachy here, but I did kind of ultimately want to hammer home the point that we're getting to that point, guys, where you know, we don't have much time left to be well positioned for what's about to happen here. I don't know what's going to happen for sure, but the market is showing us what is possible, and I'm showing you now what is cheap. So you guys decide what you want to do for yourselves. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just gonna, you know, chill back and sip my protein powder here. Ladies and gentlemen, share, click all the buttons. I appreciate any support. And give me a follow, because I think I'll be sharing another, you know, gem of wisdom here and there moving forward. So like, subscribe, all this stuff. Goodbye.